Alright, I did some shooting with some 55 grain ammo. My groups were incredibly horrible, and I was explaining that 62 shoots better out of this firearm. So I got some 62 grain bullets loaded up in here right now. I'll probably shoot 3 groups of 62, so it's 12 shots total. And then I got some 77 grain, I'll probably shoot those as well. And that would be the precise moment when I realized 3 times 3 is 9 and not 12. Alright, now we're going to 77 grain. I'll put them right in the middle of that white sticker. Actually, I'll do the top of what looks like a barcode. And as you can see, the memory card I brought didn't have enough storage space to shoot more than like 4 minutes of film, so... Unfortunately, apparently the memory card I got in the camera I brought here so I could do filming at the house only has enough storage space for like 4 minutes, so we'll be going to look at the targets with my cell phone. So this is my first shots with 62 grain. It's terrible. It's like 3 MOA. But it holds it. Another 3 MOA. Probably another 3 MOA. Then probably a 4. When I get back to the shop, I'll actually measure these so you can get a better idea. And these are the 77 grain. A little bit tighter yet. Probably 3 MOA, maybe 2. Now, because for some reason I thought 3 times 3 was 12, I only have 4 stickers on here. These were originally supposed to be the 62s, and I should have had another sticker right here, and this was going to be the 77. So my 77's down here. Now, my 77, the shots aren't going to be quite as good because I'm not aiming at a small point. I'm aiming here, and it's hard because, like with a scope, I can aim right there, or I can aim right there. With iron sights, because the sight's so much fatter, it's pretty close to this size at this range. So what you do is you come up, measure it halfway. Well, this is how I do it. And then I measure it halfway, get my sight picture and everything. And that's how I aim. So on here, you know, this is kind of hard to see, a little bit blurry. But either which way, with the 77s, I shot 2.6 MOA. That's with a hot bore, where with the 55s, my firearm falls apart with a hot bore. So what are we learning from all this? I mean, there is information to be gained here. My first shot, or my first group, was 4 MOA. Now remember, this is at 25 yards, so it's not actually 4 MOA. I'm just taking this group size times 4. And it's not a perfect science, but it gets you pretty close to what your rifle will shoot at range. Second group, 3.64 MOA. Third group, 2.928 MOA. Now my fourth group, the last round I had to single feed. So it's very possible this one's a flyer, or this one, or something like that. I don't know, because I had to break my sight picture, so when I lined back up on my rifle, I might have been slightly off. So say I just went between these two, it would be 2.696. If I did the whole thing, it would be 5.704 MOA. Now, the average, with counting this one as a 5-inch group, would be 4.68. If I were to eliminate this one, the average would be 3.316. Now, as a target, I always show you that I shot at 100 yards. Yeah, that target's flawed because the last 5 rounds I shot under rapid fire. Because I had shot 55 grain first, so I assumed that my rifle was going to suck. The majority of them are within the 9 ring, which is 4 inches from here to here. 4 MOA. And then there's 4 outside, and then there's one kind of off here that's by itself. That may be one of the 5 that I shot under rapid fire. I don't know. I haven't owned this firearm long enough to have really concrete information yet. It takes time. But the majority of them are from here to here, which is right around 3.3 MOA. So I have to say, with 62 grain, the rifle shoots somewhere around 3.5 MOA, 3.3 MOA, which is decent. Now there's other information to be gained here too. As you notice, as my groups progress on, aside from this one flyer, which may or may not be a flyer, I don't know, I gotta own the rifle longer and get more data. But if this was a flyer, the groups are shrinking in size. Which means as my barrel warms up and the velocity increases, the groups are getting smaller. So say I was hand loading these 62 grain ammo, at this point what I would do is try to increase my charge. And see if starting off with a higher velocity will make my group shrink down even farther yet. Because you have something called an accuracy node. This line right here is going to represent velocity. This line right here is going to represent accuracy. We'll go this side accurate, this side not accurate. So when your round goes off, it sends a vibration wave down your barrel. Now what you're doing is you're trying to time your bullet so it hits the end of the barrel when it's not vibrating that much, so your groups stay nice and tight. With the 62 grain, I'm assuming, you know, without doing a whole bunch of testing, I'm somewhere in here. Which means it's just coming off the D-accurate amount of speed, and if I were to increase the velocity, in theory, I'd eventually hit here, which is where it would be most accurate. Now, I don't have high-speed cameras to test this, but a lot of other long-range shooters say there's 2 points where it'll be most accurate, at a slower speed and a faster speed. They usually say the slower speed's slightly more accurate, hitting the end of the barrel after the wave. Now, with my 55 grain ammo, my first group, 2 MOA. That's really good. If this was a bolt gun, I'd probably even keep this load. Now, I'm still not 100% sure if there's nothing wrong with my gun yet, but I had thought for sure there was something wrong with my gun because it kept spreading and getting wider as the barrel warmed up, and I hadn't shot 62 grain yet at close range to be able to track the rounds and know exactly what it's doing. But now that I see 62 grain is shrinking as the velocity increases, and 55 grain's opening up as the velocity increases, I have to assume my 55 grain, because I did load it at a slightly smaller charge, is probably somewhere, you know, on here on the accuracy wave. So as it speeds up, it's getting more and more inaccurate. So I have 2 choices. I can increase the speed drastically and see if I can't push past this wave and then start on the accuracy side. Or I can decrease it so as the barrel warms up, it still stays accurate for longer. Because it's an AR and how barrels are more likely to warm up, like if it was a bolt gun, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But my barrel's going to get warmer. So what I'm probably going to do first is increase my charge, you know, checking my primers and make sure I'm not hitting high pressure scenarios and see if I can't push past the disaccuracy curve and get into the accuracy side. We'll see what happens with that. Further testing, I'm probably going to load up ammo Monday and see what's going on. Now, I'm sure you're probably thinking at this point, well, your 77 grain is very accurate and you didn't tune this load at all. You just selected a random charge, which is also what I did with a 55, but you know, there's only 1 point in your velocity where it's extremely disaccurate. So if you divide that into 3, I figure, you know, you got a 33.3% chance of making a non-accurate load without doing a ladder test, but it's really hard to do a ladder test with open sights, so I just randomly selected a charge. The reason I don't go with 77 grain ammo is because if I'm going to increase the ammunition, I would have a whole lot more fun shooting the Scar. With my 55 grain ammo, the actual bullets, they're actually marked way up when you see them in the store. They're selling them at MSRP, and Hornady gives you a huge margin. I'm only paying $6 for 100 bullets of Hornady. Now, it takes me 4 pounds of powder to do 1,000 rounds, so 1 pound would do 250 rounds, so a half pound would do 125 rounds, so about $15. $15 for powder, $6 for bullets, and say $3 for primers. About $24 is what I can load 100 rounds for, so that's... God, that don't seem right. 15... Yeah. Like, less than 30 cents a round is what I'm paying for my 5.56 ammo. Now, with 308, you're looking at about 150 rounds a pound. Double the charge. This would be $30 for powder for 100 rounds, roughly. And $18 for tips, $3 for powder. I'm paying about 51 cents to load 308 ammo. Now, like 77 Sierra Match King bullet tips, there's no markup on those at all. Like, it's a couple of cents. So I'm basically paying for my tips what you guys are paying. So you're looking at $14 or so for 50. So for 100, $28. A little less powder. We'll say you know what? We'll go $11 for the powder. $3 for the tips. 28, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 cents around for me to load Sierra Match King ammo. And at 42 cents, I might as well just spend an extra, what, 6 cents and load ammo I can shoot in my SCAR, which is a whole lot more fun. And the whole point of getting an AR-15, cheaper fun. So that being said, I will make it run those 55s, even if I have to rebarrel it. But we'll see as the progress goes on. Like I said, I'm gonna try changing the charge and seeing if I can't work past my D-accuracy node, which should be doable. I mean, now looking at the targets between the two, it doesn't seem like this is broken. It just seems like I'm on the wrong charge. But yeah, look for the next video coming up. Oh, and side note, how I was complaining about my front sight being like 2.5 turns off of factory zero, which is crazy because I've never seen that before. Now remember, I zeroed that for the 55 grain ammo I'm shooting. So with the small peep at 25 meters, I'm basically point of aim, point of impact. Now with your 62 grain, so this is a sight-in target, and it says right on the bottom, for a carbine, you're gonna go 2 clicks per square. Yeah, that's factory zero. It's almost kind of like they made the Bushmaster for a 62 grain round. The 1.9 twist barrel, the sight's set at factory zero. And another thing, you guys are going to want to check out this guy's channel. His arsenal is amazing. Like, every time I watch his videos, I just drool. Every time he puts out a video, he pulls out like 20 grand in firearms I will only ever be able to dream about. Or, you know, maybe someday I'll get rich and be able to buy them myself. But yeah, definitely check out his channel. You'll like watching his videos and seeing all the crazy guns he's got. It's kind of like PSE Russia, like where he'd pull out these crazy expensive guns you'll probably never be able to own. Same thing here. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave in the comments below what you think about all this information.